less side music. Let's see. Noise and nonsense. Let's now I'm listening. Looks good. One, two, 1, 2. And it is now February 17th. Looks good, looks good. There we go. Delays there. That's on. Facebook looks decent. Let's check out YouTube. We do anything with YouTube today, brother? Oh, you look at the live button is on YouTube. Open up YouTube. Mic check, mic check. February 17th, 2021. We made it.
Searching
right.
for accounting
My
service?
audio looks
Then
good.
contact our efficient and expert team to find out more about our various services created to meet your exact needs. All our professionals have tons of experience, which guarantees you'll get only the very best. We're waiting to hear from you and to answer any questions you may have on how we can best serve your needs. Let us prove our devotion to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our only concern. Contact us right now and let us show you all the amazing options we have.
Thank you for listening to the TTalks.net podcast, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Hello, Ralph. Hello. Can you hear me?
Well, good afternoon there, Alex. How are you doing from Hollywood, Florida?
Well, I'm doing good, man. Good afternoon. How you doing? Good evening, Ralph. What do we have? February 17th. We made it again, 2021. Write it down, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the journey and the path has continued, huh? I hope everybody's doing good here and around the world.
You know it. Just glad to be alive and just kicking and being productive.
That's it. Productive as can be, without being productive. I put online the other day, just I quoted myself. I added a little bit to it. I didn't know who the original quote was, but at the end of the day, time and time on your mind and free time, that's a devil's playground. Be productive, I'm telling you.
Well, and yesterday's show was all about negotiating, and we wanted to talk about recruiting, and guess what we're going to do today?
That's a good question, man. I have no idea. What are we going to do today?
We're going to talk about recruiting.
Right. We never got to that topic. The whole negotiations that, everybody that didn't watch that podcast, it was probably the best that we've had yet. Rafael, our host and producer, put together a spectacular performance of flipping from the commercials to the intros and making it fun. But on top of that, negotiation, it was such a great topic, and I thought about it today. I don't know about you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's incredible. We negotiate every day. So regardless if you're in sales or not in sales, we're constantly negotiating. And, that's it leads us right into how to hire 1099 salesperson in your organization.
A lot of people would say that could be one of the tougher tasks there are in business is hiring and maintaining and keep filling the funnel of that 1099 sales rep.
And we all have to really, especially in the home industry, is that your sales is your lifeline, and if you don't have sales, there's no production. If there's no production, there's no ching ching, and
ching ching.
That's right, ching ching. Money, 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 money.
That's it. It's all about money, money now, money later, and at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's what it can provide. And we talk about goals all the time. If you can just think about what money can provide you and your family, then you might get in line with some goal setting.
And we do talk about the money. There's a lot of things. I'm a firm believer. You work hard, you play hard, and
work harder and play harder. It's 2021, brother.
Hey, come on! I'm an old school guy. All right, give me a chance. But the one thing that we have to realize is that we don't necessarily look at the money. We always look at how many people are we really helping that's getting us the byproduct, which is the end result, which is the money. But
that's it, man.
We don't focus on the money alone. It's a disaster because you're going to bypass helping people, taking care of people.
And how many times do we talk about our whole journey and getting it back is we start by helping people at the end of the day.
Right. Regardless of what you're selling widgets, you're selling bed mattress, you're selling CBD stuff, and you're selling in
doesn't matter,
wherever you're selling. I'm hoping that whatever you're selling is being useful for whatever purpose it is to that individual you're selling it to. If it's service or product or
whatever it may be. You see me looking down there. I'm trying to get this thing shared as much as I can right now. My boy Phil, he's been helping out with that, and we've been trying to create as much fun as we can. But let's get back on topic in that 1099 recruiter, mentality. Once we get them, what do you got to do?
Well, I think that the first thing we got to do is that you got to take a look from the outside and looking in. Because it's all about image. It's all about what you're portraying. Take a look at your website. Does it look professional? And just to put in a little plug to one of our sponsor, Digital Domain, they have done outstanding work for some of our clients. And one of the things that you want to make sure is that you get that wow effect. Either it's your customer or whoever you are trying to bring into the organization. So that's my number one rule is it's an image. If it walks like
it is an image. And we just had a question come across the website. It's digitalmastersco.com.
That is correct.
digitalmastersco.com. Check it out for all your website needs, SEO. They got a rock star team of graphic designers, and Shanky, he's there to help you do everything you need.
There you go. Good old Shanky.
That's it.
Shanky and a team of 30 people basically dedicated for your success. So the other thing you got to make sure is that your office environment, man, that's huge.
Huge. And it's it goes back to the whole fake it till you make it scenario, right? You fake your office until you make it. You have to, if it doesn't look the the part, dress it up.
Well, and you as a leader, you need to take the bull by its horn and really dictate which direction you want the company to go. And it starts with you. You have to start walking walking like a duck, looking like a duck, so you can be called a duck.
Quack like a duck.
Exactly. So it starts with you, bringing up that environment and that your surrounding.
Well, going back to it, it's all about making sure that you're ready. One, right? You have to be ready for this. You have to be ready as far as your structure. Know exactly what the paid plan is. What's the vision? What's the goal? What's the sales cycle of the product, service, commodity? We're in the home improvement industry on a daily basis. So
we're going to get to that point real quick. Yeah, you're jumping ahead, but yes,
all over the place.
you're all over the place. But definitely talking about the office environment and basically, I wanted to break it up by different areas. Is your home base, your base,
Yes.
your image, your office environment. Where are you going to bring them in? If you're going to do a Zoom meeting, where what are they seeing? The last thing you want them seeing is people screaming in the background. It looks like a madness. You're not paying attention, and you just killed the potential for that individual to work for you. Also, the other thing you need to make sure is that check your online reviews.
That's important. And there's multiple sources that you need to go ahead and make sure that you're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind that as a 1099 sales employee for the organization, they're relying on your reputation. They're relying on your ability to turn the sale into cash. So
100%.
if you have an issue with your operations and you're taking a long time and things are not flowing, communication is not flowing, everything is breaking down, guess what? The same way they packed their bags and they came to you, that's the same way they're going to pack their bags and go to somebody else.
See ya.
See you, don't want to be ya. Because
like,
guess what?
What?
They're not married to you. You're not paying them a penny.
Oof.
Think about that for a moment. They're working for free for the first week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And all you can say is thank you for running the leads. And yeah, you're spending money on them, but they're putting time as well.
Hopefully it comes back full circle for both, That's what you always hope for. It's it's not a lost cause because they ran your leads and it's always creating your funnel. It's one way to look at it.
Absolutely. And that goes right to the next point, which is be honest and upfront. Guys,
And especially if you're in South Florida, Miami areas, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you're dealing with somebody that's honest and upfront.
And I tell this to everybody. Look, everybody, there's growing pains. We're not going to be perfect. The one thing that if we run into a roadblock, if we run into a wall, we need to work together and figure out how we're going to go ahead and go over that obstacle together. So don't paint this picture that you are the best thing since sliced bread, and then the first scenario that goes through, everything comes to shambles, and now you're all like, oh my God, what's going on? The sales guy is saying, oh my God, what's going on? You know what? Now you just lost credibility, and you possibly lost another salesperson.
A rock star salesperson. Be extremely clear. What your pay plan is, what their objective is, what's expected of them, what meetings are look like, what training's going to look like. We talk about this on one of the episodes that we probably didn't get the audio right or did, or who knows, but it's all the onboarding process. You should have this systematic. And, you can wing it or you can have a system, and they're going to have two different results every time.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it is your responsibility to provide the sales training that your reps and your team needs to be in order for them to be successful. And just keep in mind that great commissions-only salespeople aren't born. They're made. So you can either make it or break it, and you can take somebody to the next level.
They're not born, they are made. Everybody, if you're building an organization or any type of sales team out there right now, we are right now currently turning on our recruiting platform, but we don't like teaching the old dog new tricks. We like finding somebody that's been there, had a taste of it, somewhat potential, and whatever career it may be in, doesn't have to be in sales. And we'll make you a true born sales rep by the time we get done with you.
I love it. But yes, you're absolutely correct. Great salespeople. And let me tell you, I've seen this happen where a person could be a horrible salesperson for a company and come to a different company and be a superstar. And you know why that might happen?
Why is that?
It's all about who's pushing the right buttons and what information you're giving them. Are you giving them the tools that are necessary for them to be successful? And we can talk about giving all the tools and this and that, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I can take a pencil and give it to anybody.
We're gonna go off with an analogy battle, but we're not gonna do that now.
You can take a pen and give it to anybody.
Yes.
Anybody that knows how to draw, you just gave him the tools that he needed to make a freaking Picasso. Meanwhile, you give it to me, the same pen, and I might draw a stick person, okay?
I'm drawing at least a bubble figure.
Well, and that goes right into explaining your sales process clearly.
There you go. Back up to what I was touching base for. That's huge. The whole process and the sales cycle. Whether you're in the home improvement industry and you're selling the roofs, or you're selling windows, or you're selling shipping service, in express, DHL, or freight, or you're selling life insurance. What's getting paid up front? What's the sales cycle? The main thing they're worried about is, one, if you are successful. Two, when do they get their money? And so if you got to be clear on all levels of that, and the onboarding process, hiring the commission-only sales reps, 1099, they're out there, and they're out there a lot right now. Unemployment is at not an all-time high, but man, we haven't seen unemployment this high in a long time.
Well, and absolutely. And I think it's huge that they understand the first thing you should do with any employee, anybody you bring into the organization, is onboarding. Onboarding, have a define what they're going to do by the minute. Know exactly, and they need to know exactly what's going to transpire during that time. And that's going to be a huge positive win for you when you're dealing with this individual. Either it's a 1099 salesperson, your reception, whatever it is, bring them on. Have the first day. Consider your honeymoon day. Okay, this is a day that you don't even let them go out. Okay, you buy them lunch. It might be the first lunch, the only lunch you ever give them, but that first day, give them that lunch. You want to make sure that everybody stays, within the grounds. If they're going to work out of the office, if you're doing a Zoom meeting, make sure you're recorded so they can refresh the information. But definitely explain to them what's going to transpire. I always love to talk about the commission plan on the first day, and I want to make sure that they understand the plan and they understand our sales process, the way we do things, because we want them to kind of mimic what we know that has worked for us.
That's it, man. That's one thing. Whatever has worked, might as well copy it. That's one thing that I've grown my business. Finding people that are successful, learning what they do, read books about people that are successful. It goes back to just building your brand at the end of the day, and your knowledge and your research. It all goes back to the same stuff every episode. And that's it. We're selling our negotiating. We're selling. No matter what aspect you are or tier you are in business.
Well, and the one thing I do want to make sure is clear is that when you're defining and explaining your sales process, that's going to include the good techniques, the template for sales, the script, the documents that are required. I gotta bring another story. Is that sorry?
No.
But what you try to do is that when you're trying to train that individual to be your power salesperson, give them 3 or 4 bullets that they can use, and they have it memorized backwards and forward, that anytime it comes out, they shoot it out like a bullet, because what that's going to do is just going to build confidence on that individual. And keep in mind, every organization...
No, that's huge, because we're firm believers of, you feed them to the wolves, Let's get back, regroup, and see what's going on. You give them those 3 bullets. It's not, just give them 3 bullets. No, you embed those 3 bullets in the back of their head, their mindset, the back of their eyelids. They say, see those 3 bullets, just like you said, they can pull them out at any time. And that's enough to be dangerous. Anybody, if they have the financing in line and have, know what they need from the customer and a pen, you can make some sales. And then you will learn. We were just talking about this the other day. Like, what do you expect, first month from a new sales rep? What do you expect second month from a new sales rep? What do you expect third month from a new sales rep? It's all setting that expectation from the beginning.
And yes, absolutely. And that's going to be, and keep in mind that this is your groundwork and how you're going to solidify that individual within the organization.
No, yeah, for sure, man.
For sure.
For sure. Next topic.
You got another question coming in?
No. I have a friend that's Phil. He's at it. He's going crazy. He's funny.
Sweet. Well, the next thing is create the right power dynamics. Okay. They need to understand that you're there to guide them. You're there to show them the way. And they need to understand that you're there to show them the way. And the way you do that is by encouraging them. Now, the everybody has their own method of selling things, and especially the older folks, if they don't have any experience, they're a little bit easier to mold. But if they have experience, you got to kind of gauge and do an assessment of where they're standing in order for you to kind of use their knowledge and their process and try to incorporate yours. Because it's hard to try to tell somebody that, this is right, this is right, this is right, and now all of a sudden you tell them this is right. They get a little bit lost, and it's hard for them to. It's like me trying to teach you how I sell, but you are not going to be comfortable selling the way I sell.
That you have you come across this, right? We're very, I've been more strict and more serious than I probably should have been, even back to the DirecTV days when I would train people. Is you got to do this, and that. But it's like, no, if you do this a little bit more, you could reach the end goal a little bit sooner. It's all about how you kind of put it together. But you've always had that one sales rep in the room that's like, and there's one guy, Andy, he killed it. And I can't duplicate Andy. Andy has that personality. He lights up a room more than I could, But that's something that you can't duplicate. But the system, you could always go back and have the scripts, the techniques, the templates, and everything, a system to make it work.
Now, the next thing is that I'm a numbers guy, right?
Statistics.
It's all about numbers.
That's it.
Somebody asked me the other day, well, Rafael, how many sales reps should I hire that are 1099?
There's never enough.
I go, yes, hire around 100. 100? What am I going to do with 100? Of course, I was kidding, but there's a golden rule that is almost seem realistic, which is the 80-20 rule.
Go ahead and explain the 80-20 rule.
Well, the 80-20 rule basically says that 20% of your customers are going to generate 80% of your revenue. 20% of your sales team is going to go ahead and actually do 80% of your revenue.
Every time. It always happens.
So it's like I said, it's almost golden because everywhere I go, the numbers might be off a little bit here, a little bit there, but typically it usually works that way. So you never know who that 20% is going to be, and you're constantly training that 20%er. That's going to bring you 80% of your revenue.
Always on the lookout. At one point when we were extremely, on our hinges recruiting everywhere we went. I don't care if it was a restaurant or the T-Mobile guy or somebody pitching another service inside a Sam's Club. We were approaching everybody at one point saying, jump on board. How much are you making now? What are your goals? How long have you been here? You have any aspirations of being a manager, getting entrepreneurial spirits? You stuck? What's going on? We would pitch everybody. I don't want to say another company back in South Florida that we both came from, but one way that guy Mel grew a company, he would go into the stores and, how much you making now? All right, you're gonna make more. Come with me. Everybody, and he would clear out cities of people inside of retail stores. And at the end of the day, there's a method behind anybody's madness. If you want it bad enough, you'll go out and get it.
Well, and not everybody, not everybody can wear that suit, that salesman suit, that the Superman, the killer salesperson suit. Coming soon to a bookstore near you.
Part two. Our host Rafael Rodriguez. Don't be bashful of the killer salesperson within you. Was it supposed to be the ultimate salesperson, and then you had a name change at the end right before you published, or what?
No, because it's not a name change. The idea is that there's a killer salesperson within you that is the ultimate salesperson.
That's it. It's inside of every one of you.
Hey. Thanks, Alex. But that was the everything behind it that we wanted to, how do you build the ultimate salesperson? I mean, there's just so many qualities and traits that goes within that individual. And if you're able to go ahead and put all these things together, guess what you just brought in? The killer salesperson within you.
That's it. Use the tips and tricks that we try to give you on a daily basis here in Tea Talks. It's 10:23 right now, again, February 17th, and we're having fun. We're talking about negotiations yesterday and recruiting today. I think we're almost going to get through our entire topic. So, we went over a lot of key factors when it comes to recruiting, and definitely how to hire that commission-only sales rep on, being honest, being, straightforward, putting your best foot forward, looking as professional as possible. And we got a couple more for him, huh, Ralph?
Yes, the one that I really like to kind of reemphasize is that don't just use one sales recruiting method. A lot of people are into the Craigslist, the LinkedIn, you got Indeed, you got oh my God, ZipRecruiter.
What's a careerbuilder.com? That's a legend.
Monster.
Facebook, you can post ads now. I don't know if you can do it on Instagram, but who knows? Maybe on Cash App, you can start posting ads soon.
Facebook. And one of the things that typically goes well is that you can always ask the same people that are within your organization, hey, do you know anybody that might be a salesperson, that might...
Oh, easiest way.
And those are usually your best, but there are many platforms out there. Some of them, you spend a little bit of money. Some of them you can spend a lot of money. Just kind of be wise about it. 1099 with no benefit, trying to put it in a Indeed.
I'm gonna touch base. You just said wise, okay? So the fact that we've both been in the recruiting realm for a while, and I'm going to go ahead and, not drop your age here, but maybe you have a few decades or a couple decades, I don't know, in this realm, but, if you're talking to that person right now that's trying to build his organization, 1099 commission-only sales rep, he has maybe one person coming in on Monday next week, and he's brand new, what would you tell that person growing his business, what to look forward to?
We're talking about the actual potential employee or the employer?
Yep. The actual potential employer.
That they have to bring in their A game on that interview. If they get one shot, you got one shot to impress, and we talk about there's nothing different between selling a customer than selling that potential recruit. So you want to do the research. You want to know. You want them to know that you actually took some time and you did some research, looking at their resume, and you are trying to have some type of conversation that aligns with the resume itself. What that does, it shows that you care and you actually are interested in this individual.
Isn't that crazy, though? We talk about negotiations. You're using it on both sides of the table. The employee, the employer. You're talking about a sales pitch, and you're talking about a salesperson and an employer pitching the salesperson. It's all a circle.
Big circle of life. The
And it's a
sales
really cool
circle.
point when you look at it like that. And to be in business at a young age, I've got the pleasure to work with you and many other people in business, and I've got to learn so much. And it's just pretty neat to actually kind of understand that there's a stat behind it. It's everything's a number game. It's a law of attractions. Just like the sales is the number game, your numbers game and recruiting that 1099 employee is just as important as the sales, numbers that him knocking on the doors or him running your sales leads or selling the cars on the car lot or whatever it may be. It's the same circle every time.
Well, and like I said, we just talked about the salesperson running the show in front of, on a home improvement environment. They're running the show when they're doing their demonstration, in front of that customer. There's nothing different when you're doing it in front of this potential employee, potential salesperson for you. You
Nothing.
are running the show. And
That's
you
it.
got to make sure that you are probing, you're having probing questions. You want to have a dialogue. You want them to feel
Build rapport.
comfortable.
That's why, you hit it so, right on the head when you talk about the resume. Bring up the resume. We talk about building rapport. It's the easiest that you have it right here. Read it for 2 minutes before you see him. You're good to go.
And if you don't do that, shame on you. You got to understand that every single person that is passing, or you're talking on the phone, or they're coming through those doors, or you're putting in that Zoom meeting, that's a potential that it's your job to close it. I mean, if you think that they're going to be a great asset to your organization, and you think that they have the qualities, or you think you can polish this stone into a diamond, then it's your job to make sure you close it.
It's your job to make sure your shoes are polished.
But yes, and if you don't close it, find out why. So the next time you're able to, go around it, and it shouldn't be rocket science. You should know why. A lot of times, what's the number one objection of a 1099 salesperson?
I don't get something on every Friday. Like, I don't get a paycheck.
Yeah, well, how do I? The minute they start asking, how do I make money and how am I going to take money home? That means that you didn't explain anything to them.
Yes. Be extremely clear on that, as we spoke about that again. And it's, I loved what you brought something up a couple seconds ago and was talking about, calling back, find out why. Full circle again, we give you tips on, business to salespeople. So going back to the sales, in-home sales, over the phone sales, you didn't get the sale. Why didn't you get the sale? Find out why you didn't get the sale. Button it up next time better. It's all learning experience. It's all, full circle, front and back Tea Talks, ladies and gentlemen, 10:30, February 17th, and we are live. I'm very proud of what we're kind of putting together at the moment. This was just an idea, how many weeks ago, Ralph?
Well, it's been a couple of weeks now.
I think it's like maybe been 3 weeks. This was just an idea. We got commercials. We have intros. We have arm booms. We have, what is this thing called? I have a mic. I got a blue light behind me that I'm trying to get up. We're trying to make it this as professional as possible. We're people's people. We like you, and like we always say, if we can help just one person, that's cool.
Awesome.
I'm happy.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
You're going to wake up tomorrow morning. You're going to get out of bed. And you're going to clap your hands.
I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to clap my hands. And I'm going to say it's going to be a great day.
Show me the money.
Hey, it's all about the quan, baby. It's all about the quan. But we can,
what it provides.
We can all always talk about the lingo and we're constantly happy. You know why we're happy? Because we make things happen.
That's it.
And everything that we're talking about at the end of the day is about making things happen. And this is what I live by.
Let's do this.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You know,
Anybody can do it.
And you're pretty close to Nike, right? Just do it. Is that Nike?
Pretty much, yeah. So everybody has the ability to make something happen. Everybody is here for a purpose. Make sure you make your own purpose. Either you're selling, you're recruiting, you're putting an organization together. We're giving you the tips that we think that your vision board. We're giving you the tips that are necessary in order for you to be successful out there. Don't just put it in a shelf. Use it. Make it work. You
50 grand. That's my goals right there.
and we can lead the horse to the water, but what can't we do there, Alex?
Can't make them drink, huh? You can give them a fish, but if you give them a fishing pole, it's a life-changing experience. Hey, we're here to make one experience change at a time. My name's Alex DeLuca. We will be live as much as we can 5 nights a week for you. We'll record. We'll post it. We're going to give you big tips, wins, insights, every day's business and life. Please, any questions, concerns, or what we can do better, let it be heard. Comments, share. Sharing is caring. Ralph's favorite, lingo there, but look, we're not going anywhere, and if we go off on tangents, enjoy it.
And this is Raphael from Hollywood saying good night, and we're going to go out with our out commercial.
And I'm
Thank
Alex
you for
Naples.
tuning in to
Later.
ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will tea talk later.
Adios.